previous lesson was based on the fact that you have watched the previous lesson where we explained how to navigate from index form to logarithmic form. Please, if you have not watched that, go ahead and watch it before watching this one so that you will really understand clearly what we are doing. Recurring to what we did in the previous video, we know that if m is equal to b to power x, that log m base b is equal to x. And the same thing here, that if n is equal to b to power y, log n base b is equal to what? Y. It's such that mn will be equal to what? B to power x multiplied by what? B to power y. So remember our rules, first rule in rules of indices, that when the two numbers of the same base are multiplying each other, that the power will be added. In such case now, it means that mn is the same thing as what? B to power x plus y. Therefore, we can establish now that log mn base b equal to x plus y. This now landed us to the first rule of a logarithm, where we say that what? Log mn base b is equal to log m base b plus log n base b. Since log m base b is equal to x, which is this, and log n base b is equal to y, which is this. I hope this is understandable. So this is the first rule of what? Logarithm. Recall also that m divided by n is the same thing as b to power x divided by b to power y. Remember the second rule of indices. In that case now, since this is the denominator and they have the same base, this will give us what? B to power x minus y. Okay, such that log m divided by n to base b is equal to x minus y. And since x is the same thing as log m base b and y is the same thing as log n base b, it means that log m divided by n base b is the same thing as log m base b minus log n base b. This is the second rule of logarithm. Recall also that if m to power n is equal to b to power nx, then log m to power n base b will be equal to nx. And we have already established from what we have done above that x is equal to log m base b. So in that case now, it means that log m to power n base b is equal to n log m base b. I hope this is not confusing. This is the third rule of logarithm. Since any number to power 1 is equal to that number, it means that b is equal to b to power 1, such that log b base b is equal to 1. So in this case now, we have to know that logarithm of any number to its base is 1. This is the fourth rule of indices. And the logarithm of 1 to any base is 0. That is the fifth rule of indices. Logarithm of 1 to any base, call it a, is equal to 0. And if we change this to index form, we will find out that this is the same thing as 1 is equal to a to power 0, which is 1. I hope this is okay. Now, having looked into the rules of logarithm, we have to apply these rules in solving some logarithmic equations. Let's look into that. Recall that when we have a problem like this, log a to 1 base 3 is equal to x. What we have to do first is to change this logarithmic form to index form. And that's what I just exactly did. Then the next is to reduce this so that they will have the same base. So reducing it so that I know that 3 multiplied by 3, multiply by 3, multiply by 3. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 9 multiplied by 3 is 27. 27 multiplied by 3 is 81. That is to say that it's 3 to power 4. And if 3 is equal to 3, it means that 4 is equal to x. And that is your answer. Let's look at this second equation. We have that log x to power 2 minus 5x to plus 50 base 10 is equal to 2. What do we have to do? We have to change this into this logarithmic form into index form. And by changing that, that's what we did. We raised the 10 to power 2. Now is in index form. So we have to move this 10 to power 2 to this side to form a quadratic equation. So and 10 to power 2 is 100. So we raised it to power 2, got 100, and moved it to this side. And when it crosses the sign of equality, it will become negative. That's why it is negative here. This one, I just brought it down the way it is. Then at this point now, positive 50 minus, that is positive 50 plus negative 100. That is 50 minus 100 will give us negative 50. Then what's the next step? The next step is to find out two numbers that when we multiply them, we will get this negative 50. But when we add them together, we will get negative 5. And that should be, the two numbers should be 5 and 10, because 5 multiplied by 10 will give us 50. But the sign is what we need to consider, because we have negative 50 and negative 5. Let's go. If we have positive 5 and positive 10, this is the result of the multiplication, and this is the result of the addition. So positive 5 multiplied by positive 10 will give us positive 50. And when we add them together, it will give us positive 15. So that did not satisfy satisfy the condition. That is what we are looking for. Then the next is negative 5 and negative 10. The multiplication of the two will give us positive 50, but their addition will give us negative 15. But we are looking for negative 5 and negative 50. So that did not work out for us. Then we have negative 5 and then positive 10. Their multiple, that is, their multiplication gave us negative 50, which was actually what we are looking for. But the addition gave us positive 10, but we are looking for negative 5. So this did not also solve our problem. Then let's consider positive 5 and negative 10. When we multiply them, we got negative 50. And when we add positive 10 and positive 5, when we add positive 5 and negative 10, we got negative 5. That is minus 10 plus 5. You are owing 10 naira and you have 5 naira. So what you have to do is to pay up the 5 naira you have. Use it and pay. so that your debt will remain 5 naira because it's minus. That is a debt. So we have -5. In that case, now we have gotten what we are looking for. This actually satisfies the condition we are looking for. Okay, then what we have to do is to we divide this x to power 2. You place one x here and place one x the other side to form a bracket. That is, remember our algebra, that is expanding of a bracket, expansion. So then you place two of those numbers, that is one of those numbers, inside one bracket and place the other one inside the other bracket. One of them is -10 and the other one is +5, such that when x minus 10 is equal to 0, because this is equal to 0, so you replace those numbers. Okay, you will use those two numbers to replace from here to here. Then you put this x square, use it to open two brackets. Place one inside one bracket and place the other inside bracket. Remember, x multiplied by x is x squared. So this x multiplied by x will give us this x squared. Okay? So you place those in one of those two numbers inside one bracket and place the other one inside the second bracket. Remember, we had -10 and +5. Then the next is that since this is equal to 0, this is also equal to 0. If we use this to multiply this, we get back this equation. Okay? Now, what will we do? When x minus 10, that is x -10, is equal to 0, it means that if we move this 10 to the other side, we will get +10, such that x is equal to 10. And when x plus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to -5. So the two values of x are +10 and -5. The question is solved. This is the third equation. Pause the video and try this. Okay, you can check your answer. Change it to index form. 10 to power 1 give you 10. Then when you bring the 10 to this side, it becomes -10, which is equal to 0. Then 12 minus 10 will give us 2. So we have that this is equal to 0. So what are the two numbers that when we multiply them will give us 2, but when we add them will give us -3? That is -1 and -2. -1 multiplied by -2 will give us +2. That is +2. But -1 plus -2 will give us what? -3. So we open bracket as usual, place one x the other bracket and place the other one, and then also place one of those two numbers in each of the brackets. Then we have that when x is equal to -1, when x minus -1 is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. And when x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. I hope that is understandable. So you have to do this one now and hand in. Okay, do this one and hand in. Question number 1. Log √125 base 3. 2. Log x squared minus 8x plus 18 base 8 is equal to 1/3. 3. Log x squared plus 7x plus 21 base 3 is equal to 2. Thank you. and see you in the next class, where we will also be doing more application of these rules of logarithm. If you found this video helpful, click on the like button and click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload new video, you'll be notified to come and watch.